And today we're gonna talk about Mother's Day and how mothers we appreciate our mothers and talk a little bit about the ladies, give them some respect. So, without further ado, how you guys doing today, man? How's everything going with you guys?
Man, everything is good on my end, my brother.
Oh man, this
I
is
was
a
just
lovely day. Lovely
lovely
day
day.
in the
Y'all
field.
looking fresh as usual, fellas. I had to spiffen up a little bit so I could hang out with y'all. Normally I'd be all raggedy, but shirt and tie, had to dig in the closet and find one. Probably with the dirty clothes. You know me, I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about Mother's Day since Duck got that playing in the background. Uh, Go ahead, Duck. Since we can see you, Duck, we see you. What you got to say for Mother's Day? Then we'll get to Henry.
Just to get started. That is a real remarkable song to lead us in to where I will always love my mother. Uh, and everybody always say, "Hey, I got the best mama ever." Really, I think a guy raised by a mother understands that he's got the best mother ever. Anybody can say they got the best mother ever if they were
That's for
delivered
sure.
and loved.
Man, I agree
And
with you,
even
Duck.
you got to
I agree with you
go
100%,
ahead,
Duck.
Henry.
I'm a product of a two-parent household, but mom was the matriarch of the family. Now, dad was the cornerstone. Dad was the cornerstone. Uh, he was the provider. But man, mom, man, just say if we had hamburgers and fries for dinner, you know what I'm saying? She cooked
Mm-hmm.
everybody a burger. I had two brothers. I had a brother and a sister and two sisters. And man, sometimes coming from a lower middle class family, man, we didn't eat right. We didn't eat fully, you know what I'm saying? But man, I'd eat my burger and man, mom would cut hers in half and give me hers. That's what a mom does, man. And there's nothing like my mom, brother.
Yeah.
The good Lord needed some help and he called her home for help 7 years ago, man. And man, so
Mm-hmm.
she's
Amen.
been doing her heavenly duty ever since.
My mama's up there with her, Hank. I ain't gonna pass. I'll let you know that's for real. But I just want to say, when you talk about moms, I grew up in a military family, so pops was gone most of the time. So mom held it down. She was yeah, she was true, like you said, Henry, the matriarch. She made sure everything worked as it's supposed to be. So when pops got home, all he had to do was do what he had to do and move on. Uh, but Miss Ella Jean was only 4'11". She tried to say she was 5', but she was 4'11". Maybe on a good day, 100 pounds. On a good day, 100 pounds. But she held it together with me, and she had three hard heads. I was the oldest, and we all love her and miss her. Me and my brother both got my middle brother. We both got a tattoo on our arm. He had her face. I just got her name above above my little love signal. So she's my tribe. That's my
Right,
mom. She's leader of the tribe.
right.
So with that being said, fellas, I really don't know exactly what to say about moms because it's so much we can talk about the love and feelings and all that. But I thought today we'll talk about the funny things about what your mama made you do and what you seen your mama do, and especially what your mama caught you doing. So, so we'll start with that. If y'all don't have anything bad to talk about what you got caught with, I do. But I'll pass it on to you guys first and let y'all tell us what you got caught doing.
Duck, I'll bow down to you, sir.
Well, I'm not gonna say this is a funny episode here. I'm gonna just say this. Uh, growing up in a house of five, I have
Mm-hmm.
three older siblings, one younger.
Mm-hmm.
The youngest sibling, my baby sister, is always going to be what you call baby Max. So baby Max
Mm-hmm.
always was going to be taken care of regardless. And think about it. My two older siblings right above me, they always got to partner with each other. So with me being baby boy and then baby Max, I'm always covered. But my oldest sister always took care of baby brother. So with that being said, one episode, we was sitting down in the house, and back then we all had one TV. So everybody was sitting on the couch. And my dad and mom had just bought a new couch. And they said, y'all kids come in here. It was a white sofa. Y'all kids come in here. So everybody came in, sit on the white sofa, lined up like we were taking a picture. And the funny thing about that was, ain't nobody taking no picture. This is inside the house, and everybody's just talking about my father. And we really had enough room for somebody else to come sit on the couch with us. It was us five, my mama and my dad, and they all sit on the couch like somebody was going to take a picture. Wasn't nobody taking no picture. So to me, that was kind of hilarious when I think about the memories. But it was the white couch and just the family atmosphere. Then we're going to fast forward about a couple of years later. My mother would come home. She was an LPN nurse. She would come home from work. And, my dad was a construction worker, so he would take a little while getting there. So she would either fix dinner, and then we had to wait. I don't know in your house, but she would fix dinner, and we had to wait to eat until he came home. We couldn't eat. It'll be ready, but we can't eat until he get home. So one of the things about that is, she would just come sit on the couch. We looking at TV, and she would just enjoy the TV and just say, "Lionel, rub my feet." Man, she rubbed my feet. I'm like, what is she talking about? I'm getting ready. I can't eat, so I guess, okay, I didn't know no better. So I rubbed my mother's feet. That was a preparation. My mother was one who, I can say this today. My mother was one who always gave me the forecast and the foreknowledge to know if you take care of a woman's feet, you take care of a woman. So I'm rubbing feet today too. I'm still rubbing
Amen.
Amen.
Wow.
I had that foot bandage too.
Well, Doug,
I
got a story too, man, and it's very similar to what you just said. Now, every time Mom would have company over the house, or church members or whatever, all the kids had to get up and perform for the guests. We had to dance and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we all sitting in the front room. We doing our little dance skits and stuff. Okay. So the next day, I invite all the kids up from the neighborhood. Now in our front room, the couch had plastic on it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I remember them days.
So we all sitting in the front room on the plastic couch. Man, my mom walked in there and said, "I know y'all ain't on my good furniture." I said, "Man, we just had the church folks over here last night. These are my friends. So if y'all don't get out of my church form, my good furniture and this couch, I'm gonna beat you till the sun don't shine no more." And but man, we could not go in the living room unless it was pre-approved, man. And that was so funny, So, but I said, man, when I get my house, I ain't putting no plastic on nothing. The kids can jump on the couch and all that. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's I really appreciate her for what she instilled in me, because I find myself instilling those same values in my son and my daughter right now today, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm not gonna get far from that plastic on the furniture. My mom, I'm sure your mom had the zippers in the back so you could take it off, dry clean it, and zip it back up. I don't know why she had zippers on it. Don't ask me. But mine's a little different than y'all. I'll be telling the audience, y'all got those politically correct answers. I don't have the politically correct answers, so I'm just gonna bust it like this. It's my, I think it was my senior year in high school, and I was practicing the Kappa term already. I was trying to be a Big Mac, so I'm not gonna say last names, but so I come in from football practice, and my mom tells me this how they arrived later because they didn't arrive together. So one of the girls I was talking to in 7th grade, she stopped by. So my mom had us sitting there on the plastic too. So before I got home from, the buses drop off from football practice. So I walked on in there. Before I got there, my girlfriend Denise, she walked in. And so now I walk in the house and there's 2 ladies sitting in there waiting on me. I walk in, I say, hello, I'll be right back. I went back in my room and stayed in there for about 10 minutes. My mom said, no. Bring your butt out here and talk to these ladies. And so, yeah, I was busted. Wide open, man. So I sat there and I told her, I said, look, because my mom was only 15 years older than me. So most of the time we called her Ella because my grandma was the big mom. She was always around. So we called Mom Ella because that's what everybody else called her Ella. And we was hanging around her brothers and my uncles and my aunt. And she broke it down to me. And so I went there. I talked to both of them. I walked the friend out first. Then I walked back in there and I continued to talk to my girlfriend. And I walked her out to her car. She went home. And my mom pulled me in the kitchen and she was like, because that's when you knew you was going to get disciplined in the kitchen because you couldn't be on the good furniture. You had to be in the kitchen. So if you knocked something over. And my mom was only 4'11" on a wet day. So, 125, 99, between 99 and 125, depends. And she hit me really good with that, I don't know if y'all remember the little black skillets, the one we used to fry bologna in. And she popped me in the back. I still got that knot in the back of my head today. And she said, you did a good job, but you shouldn't treat the niece like she's a piece of meat. And she popped me. And so yeah, that's my story with my mom. But it wasn't funny. It was funny when she told Denise the story. It was real funny because Denise got a good chuckle out of it. But it was something else, man. But I got 3 brothers, and my youngest brother got all the pictures. I wish I could get used to them. Remember, we used to wear those. Everywhere you go on Sunday, you had to have on a suit and a tie, and you had those. They weren't high waters, but they was those straight leg pants. Remember those back in the day?
Yeah.
That every Sunday, I don't care if we was after church, you didn't take it off till it was time to go to bed. You just wore your suit all day. So that's my little story on Mom, man. Moms are special.
Absolutely. Check this out. Terry, you reminded me that calling Mama. Now, my grandmother, we did call grandmama Mama because that's what our parents called them. So if my mother called and her siblings called Granny Mama, then guess what we call her? Granny Mama.
Yeah.
So and then my mother became what you call my dear, or some of my cousins and stuff would call their mother. Though they were being politically correct. But and I found out that when I went to like high school, I ended up going over to some of my friends' house, and they say, "Here come my dear," and I'm thinking they talking about my mama. But that was a neighborhood thing. Everybody had a Madea. It seemed like
before Madea came out,
or everybody had a mama. And I'm like, when they said mama, I'm thinking they talking about their grandmother. So in my mind, that's kind of crazy how I think about that stuff.
Man, I remember one time they bought me a pair of tennis shoes, not tennis shoes, hush puppies. There was these brown hush puppies.
Absolutely, hush puppies.
And I did not like those hush puppies, man. So we had a floor furnace. So I'm gonna go stand on the floor furnace, man. Burnt the bottom of the soles of them shoes up, burn them up. And so my mom said, "Okay, Mr. Henry, we finna have court. Let's come on in here. We finna have court. Did you stand on the floor furnace with intentions to burn up your shoes?" I said, "No, ma'am. I didn't know. I didn't know they would burn them. You lying." So she whooped me for telling a lie because she said, "If you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll kill." So I'm not gonna have that, And guess what? I wore to school the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that. them burn up hush
Burn
puppies.
hush puppies.
Them burn up hush puppies. Yes, sir. Man.
Well, yeah, I was like that. I remember we had came back from Germany. It's still back when I was in high school. We came back from Germany, and my dad was stationed there. And my mom used to buy these little humbles. Oh, let me get a station break here real quick. Hey, thanks for tuning in to TAN TV, the African American Network. We have a local feel with global reach. You're watching T-Rex with me and my noobs. So what's up, noobs? Hey, so back in the day, they used to collect them. You know, you had that big mirror in your formal living room with the plastic on the furniture. It was like big gold things. She used to always get these little tiny, I don't know what they call them over in, I forgot. It'd come to me, but they little tiny German statues. And them bad boys would cost like $40, $50. And she had like 15, 20, 30 of them up there. Every time she went somewhere, she collected. So, you know, that's when, I know y'all gonna laugh. This was 76 when they first came out with them red high top Converse. Man, I wanted a pair. I wanted a pair bad. And they was like, back then, they was probably what, $20, $15, something like that. So I asked my mom, I said, hey, can I have some, can you give me a pair of those high top Converse red? We was at the exchange. She said, no, they cost too much. No, not. You know, I got that backhand because you know what I said. I said your that's what they was called, humbles. I said your humbles cost more than them. You could buy 2 pair for a humble. I think my lip bled just a little bit. So between the skillet and getting popped after that, and even till she passed away, rest of peace, I never talked back to my mom. Never.
Oh no,
Never.
no.
Mm-mm.
I never talked back to my mom. Did with my dad one time, and he said, "Oh, you a man now. You a man now." Next thing I know, dude, they were picking me up because I was sliding down the refrigerator, man. I said, "I'm sorry, bro. No." And my mom come in there, mom, you know, she said, "Don't come to me. You talking bad to your dad, so you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that." So,
yeah,
yes, sir. And
I think everybody had one of them. Did you have one of them, Doug?
I just
probably
say,
not, because you probably did. You was the baby.
No, I was the baby boy, but I say arm reach. So one time I told you my mother was an LPN. So I was coming home from school one day, and you know, then I guess we had to walk to school and walk back from school, and this is in high school from 7th grade to 12th grade. I went to the same school. So what had happened was this guy had a truck with sideboards on it, right? So I'm thinking if he goes down my way, I'm gonna ride the sideboard, and then he can just slow down and I jump off, right? I jump off, and then I can get to my corner and go on down to my street. So I'm gonna be smart one day. We ride the sideboard and talking about, okay, man, slow down. So I thought he was going to slow down enough for me to jump off. Well, he did slow down, but I jumped off and I broke my wrist. Okay. So I go home and lay down on the couch, and I'm just with ice. I didn't think it was broke. And I'm telling you, as soon as my mother came in the house, she said, baby, why are you laying down on the couch? I said, I think somebody pushed me off the truck. She said, what you mean somebody pushed you off the truck? Somebody pushed me off the truck and I broke my arm, I think. So she bandaged it up and said, baby, come here. And she gave us our own shots. I used to think, oh my God, what has I done? She used to give us our own shots. She gave us our vaccines. She gave us our boosters. So she gave me one of these shots to eliminate the pain until we go get to the doctor the next day, because we weren't going to no doctor at night, no emergency room. So we went back to her doctor's office the next day, and they bandaged it up. They took an x-ray, they bandaged it up, and then I go to school, and I'm just the proudest guy with the big splint on my arm and everything. I think that's like, okay, this is what I'm talking about, a caretaker without chastisements. But there was a time when in arm's reach, I call it within arm's reach. If you at a mom's arm's reach and she's getting ready to correct or chastise you, anything goes.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, it was
No.
anything close. So
Yeah.
you know, I've gotten hit a couple of times with some brooms. I've almost got hit, you know, with that pan. So, but most of the time, I'm thinking I had older sisters and brothers, so
Uh-huh.
I learned fast.
You watched
What
them?
not to do. What not to do. I learned fast.
Yeah.
Nah. My mom, man, she was quick. She was fast. Another funny story before we get to some loving stuff. You know, when we was over in Germany, my middle brother, we called him Poochie. He was a good athlete too, very good. He played basketball at some school in Iowa. But Poochie was quick, man. He was so fast. Even in basketball, he was quick. But football, he played quarterback. So he broke loose, man. He was probably running about 90 yards, you know, for a touchdown. And I'm on the other side because I'm holding the sticks. And I'm watching my mama run step for step and outrun him to get in front so she can, so she can take the picture. So of course, you know, back then we had those 8mm, and you know, everywhere. Even when I was in high school, my mom would come up there and the camera would be shaking like this because she'd be running down the field with you. So we were trying to figure it out. So that was pretty funny, man. But right now, I'd like for you guys, just, you know, give us a loving part about your mom. I want to hear something that tears you up, man, that makes you really, when you think back, you know, about your mom and your relationship with your mom. Henry, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but is your mom still alive?
No, sir, she's not.
Oh, so we all got deceased mom. So
No, I don't.
yours, mom. Well, you got a ton of stories then.
Yeah. So,
But I want to hear something that makes you tear up about it because, as I can say, me and Henry, man, I know Henry just like myself. When something happens, I sit back and think of my mom and the song you was playing by Boyz II Men, Mama. That song brings tears to my eyes. So go ahead, Henry. We'll start with you, then we'll go to Duck.
I guess I never will forget, dude. I didn't want to go to school one morning, man, and I think I was in like the 10th grade. So the little thermometer, I took the thermometer and put it in hot water, you know, put the thermometer in hot water. Didn't want to go to school. Mom already knew what I was doing, you know. And so I put the thermometer in my mouth. I said, Mom, do I have a fever? She said, yeah, baby, you got a fever. You got a fever. You don't feel good? I said, no, I don't think I can go to school. She said, oh, yeah, you going to school. You're going to school today because one day you're going to have a family and you're going to have to go to work. And you're not going to feel like going to work. You're going to be tired. But guess what? You got to go and provide for your family, dude. And that was one thing that really stuck with me, man, because no matter what happens, you know, Mom was there, man. Mom was there. Now, my mom only had a 12th grade education, bro. But man, Mom and Dad took care of my brother, my two sisters, and myself, man. Now, granted, my brother and I slept in the bed together. My sister had a bed by herself. But, man, you know, it's nothing like Mom, man. It's nothing like Mom at all, you know. So, and I thank God for her because, man, she is in me and I'm instilling that in my children, man. You know what I'm saying? Yes,
man, bro. So tell us, Duck.
well,
Tell us what Mom made you cry.
well, not really on the crying. It's that when your mother hurts. When your mother hurts, and that's where they tell me I'm a softy or I'm a sensitive. I have my sensitive side because of my mother. You know, I didn't care too much about learning around my father. Man don't supposed to cry. Man don't supposed to show feelings. Yeah. Man don't supposed to have, you know, you can absorb that pain. You can do everything, you know, but a mother's love for me is, and this is one of the worst times which prepared me for what I had to go through at a later time. I'm going to give you 2 episodes. I had a grandmother, not my mother's mother, my father's mother. I had a grandmother that passed and they had the funeral and the coffin inside the homes. So I didn't know where. We went over to my grandmother, Mama Brownie's house, and I thought we were just going to see Mama Brownie. Everybody was there, and they were eating and stuff. So my mother and father, was understanding that the casket was in the living room, and they was in another room talking. So what I did was I told my mama, I said, "Hey, you don't mind? I'm going here and sleep with Mama Brownie." So I just climbed up in the casket and went to sleep. And she got me. I remember that she got me and took me home that night. And they told me the next day the funeral. So that's one of the times when I saw my cousins act a fool. I ain't never seen nobody shouting so crazy and just running up and down. 19-year-old girls just running up and down crying because Mama Brownie was gone. All right. Now, fast forward. My oldest sister, she had down in Miami, they found her dead. Drowned, and they called my mother that her baby girl, her oldest child, was deceased. She was gone, and so me and my brother had to take my mother to the house, to the airport. We picked her up at the house. It took us an hour to get from the front door to the car, to my car, because of how she was stopped and just cry. We was telling all the stories. And the only thing I know, I just broke down understanding that Mama's hurting so bad, ain't nothing I can do. Yeah. And that's bad when ain't nothing you can do for somebody's soul that's crying out. I heard the name Jesus about 550 times that day. Man, Jesus. I thought Jesus was in the back seat with us on the way.
She called him so many times.
I thought Jesus was in the back seat on the way to the airport. That's all I heard.
And this is a funny story about kids, about children. Children are very honest, man. They really are, And my aunt was in the hospital, and the pastor came and said, "Let's pray for your aunt," and all of that, And so my little nephew was there. Everybody got around the bed and prayed for her. The next day she died. Okay. So my sister was sick at the house. So pastor came to the house, man, and the pastor said, "Man, let's get around and pray for your sister." My little nephew said, "Oh, no. You're not going to pray for my mama. My aunt died when you prayed for her, so you're not gonna pray for my mama."
I don't blame.
She didn't die either,
Oh, that's a great thing. That's a great thing.
Yes,
well, I'm gonna say this, then we'll go on and talk about what just in general what mamas mean. But my mom came out here before she passed one year, and my youngest daughter Monique she was probably in 8th grade or something like that. She was, how they start smelling themselves. So we sit in the house, we call her, my mom, Ella. So she's going to take it upon herself, instead of calling her granny, going to call her Ella. And she got Ella out and my mom grabbed her tongue before she could speak, so she could say anything. So don't you ever call me that again. And my baby daughter, she's going to be 34 this year. She still laughs about that. So I know what stern Ella is like, man. I give it to him. I told him, but mom taught me a lot. So let's just talk about, in the next few seconds, I'm going to give a station break early. Let's just talk about a little bit of what our mothers actually meant, not what we experienced, something that everybody can generalize with what their mothers meant. And before we do that, hey, thanks for tuning in to TAN TV, the African American Network. We have a local feel with a global reach. You are talking to T-Rex on Out of Bounds Show with the Noops, and we're talking about our mamas right now. While we're done talking about our own mamas, we're just going to talk about mamas in general. We can throw some wives in there if you want to, and tell her how important, the wives, because they are mothers. They might not be our mothers, but they are mothers to our children and so forth and so on. So what do you guys got to say about that, man? We got to give the moms at home a little respect too, because they are, even though they may not be our mom, you know what I'm saying?
Man, there's no doubt about that. My wife, she is the mother of our 2 children. We got a son that's Henry and a daughter that's Kelsey. And man, first of all, she's my friend. She's my ride or die, and the values that she has instilled in them is amazing, man. My son tells her all the time, Mom, you help, said, Dad is my road dog. My son is getting ready to get married. And I said, man, you got your best man and all that. He said, oh man, my best man been with me all my life, in the house with me. You my best man. I said, no, dude, you got little friends. Let them be your best man. He said, you my best man, Pops. He said, you may think that I don't listen to you or whatever, man, but you my guy, man. And for him to say that about me and then say the things that he said about his mom and my daughter, to say my daughter and my wife don't know this. My daughter's an attorney for the Air Force, and she's coming home this weekend to surprise my wife, and man, that says a lot. That says a lot about the mom, about my wife, about Brenda, the character of a woman that she is. And man, I thank God for her. I couldn't do it without her. And to raise the two children that we got, man, that's the all in all right there, bro. Yes, sir.
What you got there? What you got? Come on, give me something good.
I'm gonna go with the neighborhood mother. When somebody is saying, you know what, one of my best friends, I was always going over to this boy's house named Hugh. I go to Hugh's house all the time. We play every day, and then I be thinking it's getting dark, and you know what happens when dark? You need to be
street lights come on.
Yeah, you need to be in the house, at your own house though. But this lady named Miss Cordelia Holler, she would always, she's got 5 children of her own, but anybody that was caught after dark at her house, she would either have her oldest son to walk us home and then explain it to our parents where we were. We was at their house, so we wouldn't get in no trouble. And that's one thing about it. But on Thursdays, I intentionally, when I tried to wait till dark came, because Thursday was chicken day at their house.
Look, you knew the schedule. You knew the schedule for dinner.
Yes. So Miss Hollywood always cooked chicken, and I'm thinking everybody got a piece of chicken. There's 5 of them kids, so you got the wings, the leg, the breast, the thigh, and the back. So I'm thinking, now wait, it's 2 sides to that chicken though. So now it's 10 pieces of chicken. So I'm thinking, now I know I can get a piece of that chicken if I just stay a little while longer. And she said, Lionel, you want something to eat? I said, no, ma'am. I'll take some of that sweet tea. It made the sweetest sweet tea you can have. It's not like I should package it. And then she said, baby, just sit on down. Chopstick, get him a plate. Get him a plate. And I'd be thinking, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, you do have the neighborhood mother that will always take care of all the children all the times. So, I tip my hat off to her because I was able to give that lady her flowers while she was still living by inviting her over to my house when I got grown. And we celebrated, I think it was like her 75th birthday at my house. I invited all her family at my house so I could pay back the chicken eating that I did.
You give her more than one piece?
Yeah, she could have anything she wanted. And there were several ladies like that in the church, but this is neighborhood where everybody, when they talk about you get more whippings than you got, man, you got more whippings at home, but on the way home, sometimes you would get a whipping.
Oh yeah,
and then they would tell on you, call and tell on you. That's what I was gonna say. I had one of those, just like that. I grew up in the hood. At the beginning, when my mom was married to my real dad, when my stepdad was in the Army, and man, we'd be playing outside or whatever, and she didn't call you, she didn't say nothing. She just come outside, stand on the porch. And if you didn't catch it, then you caught it. And one of his cats, man, he's probably listening now. Vernon lived on 2 streets over from us, man. Vernon was out there playing with my brother, man, and the street lights came on. They were still playing. They were still playing. We didn't have cell phones back then, but we had them long extension cords. You remember them all? The little phone looked like it was like it was a little long one.
Yes, sir.
She brought it on out. She on the phone, and so I came on the porch, because I've already experienced that butt whooping, so I wouldn't get no more. So I'm on the porch with her, and she called everybody's mama that's out there. Everybody's mama. Yeah, they just a playing. He said, I'm gonna get Poochie when he come in, but I won't let you know they ain't gonna be home before the street lights come on because they out here still playing and it's dark. Man, the next day, Vernon was mad, but it was funny because I didn't get no whooping. Mama told on everybody, but that's how it was back then, Duck. You're 100% correct, man. And I think that's what we miss today.
So,
I mean, back then, well, I can say this because back then we didn't know what a pedophile was.
right.
So we didn't have those word things. We knew we had a strange uncle you couldn't hang out with, but we didn't know about pedophile stuff, man. And all I can say, man, is that's what I think the community is missing today, where you can be outside playing and you do something wrong and you can chastise a child, maybe not whooping, but tell him he's wrong without him going home and the parents coming down wanting to beat you up. That's just, man, it's just how it was back then. Like I said earlier about the police officer, we was talking about the police officer. We knew who the police officer was, and he tell on you. So those are the things that I think people, especially my kids and the kids and my grandkids, probably never experienced, man, what me and my brothers went through. Apparently you guys went through it too. So what you got to say about that there, Big Hank?
But man, well, you talking about whoopings. They whooped us, man. The ladies in the neighborhood on the street, man. If they caught us talking or saying cuss words or something, man, they whooped us.
Yeah.
They were gonna send you home to see your mama. Mama whooped us. Then he's gonna say, man, your dad'll be home in a little bit.
Ooh,
man, you didn't want that.
You
didn't want that one, So, I know dude whooped me because he told me to put my Hot Wheels up, man. I left all them little Hot Wheel tracks all over the place, man. That dude grabbed them Hot Wheel tracks and, man, I hit me across my back, my stomach, my chest, everywhere. Mama, what is this? What is that? That's a whip, boy. That's a whip. That's a whip, Yeah, so, man, it was ugly, man. But, man, I thank God for them people, man, my pops and my mom, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know when mom died, dad died 9 months later, and all he would say is, what am I supposed to do now? He died of a broken heart, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I can imagine so. Yeah. I can imagine so, man. I just think that mothers are really special. And to all the mothers out there, I just want to say, if I don't get it out, then I have you guys say what you want to say to all the mothers out there listening, that you are really a special lady. I know maybe you young mamas out there don't get the love and respect that you think you need. And I think you have to look at your mama and then your grandmother for that, because that's how you should be doing it. And I'm not going to criticize no mamas today. I'm telling you at the club with your daughter, I ain't going to go. I just think that you should be real and make sure that your children understand how to respect elders instead of having, your kids out there cussing somebody else's mama out. And stuff of that nature. Right. But to the ladies that's doing that job, and I commend you. And I want to let you know right now, there's nothing, no daddy can replace a mama. That's the only one you got. That's the only one you got. So go ahead, Duck. You can go ahead. Then we'll close this thing out.
Well, I was gonna just say this. I was thinking about in the church atmosphere that I grew up in. Mm-hmm. We didn't have what you call mothers, but we always went to different churches. We had Urshas in white, and our mothers were just older ladies. But I went to other churches, and those churches had what you call mothers, and they was in all white. So I remember we went to my dad's church, and that's where that was. And all these mothers came out in all white, and I thought they were Urshas. So I would kind of like play and, I was a junior Ursha thinking, well, can I come and help y'all do what y'all do? and they said, "Boy, if you don't get off this bench," and I'm thinking, you can't tell me I can't sit with the Urshers. I thought that was so, I think that was kind of funny. But they were correcting me then, whether it was in church, whether it was in the neighborhood. You had people that loved you because they respected you and they were trying to teach you. So I think that is something that was always amazing to understand. To the young ladies that are mothers, keep doing what you do. You brought a child into the world. Love them, care for them, need them, but most of all, be there for them. An example is better than a tale. Peace.
That's it. That's it. Big Henry.
I agree, brother. I agree. Duck said it all, man. I can't follow that, man.
You can't follow that.
He said it all, my brother. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm going to close and we're going to get off this. I think that my second message to moms, because since Doug said that, you don't always have to buy your kid the best toy and the best outfit or whatever. Long as they know that they love you and you love them, that's the most important thing. Speaking from a man who is in his 60s, and I still miss my mama to this day, and I hope I can speak for Henry, and I say this: there's nothing like your mom. I mean, you get a boo-boo, she's kissing it and loving on you. When you get that little star on your report card, she's there for you. You know, when she don't want you to get in trouble, she hides you from your daddy. You stand behind it. She say, no. So, children, if you're listening, treat your mamas with some respect, man, because mom is you only get one, and they're one of a kind. You know, Duck said it earlier. I think Henry did too. Said that, everybody's mama's got the best mom in the world. And I agree. I'm not saying because I think my mom was the best in the world, she's better than nobody else's mom. What I'm saying is she's on the same level with all those great mothers, because that's where they at. We got some moms out there that ain't that great. We're trying to speed them up. But I want to wish you a Mother's Day. If you're a great mom or okay mom, just doing what you do every day. And I'm sure everybody appreciates it for you. Got much love for you. And God bless you. With that, if you guys ain't got nothing else to say, I'm going to say, okay. Before we go, we want to start. The producer wants us to say our mother's name. You can say your mom's name and something sweet behind it, or Duck, you can call yours up and talk to her on the phone. But we'll go with Henry first. Go ahead, Henry.
Man, mom's name was Bernice Pilcher. And, she was high yellow, And when I got up my college age and she was in her declining years, I called her Big Red, and she loved the name Big Red, man. So I know she's looking down right now, smiling right now. So shout outs to Bernice Pilcher, man.
There you go. Duck, go ahead.
My mother's name is Mudell. I call her Mudell. That's the only thing about it. But yeah, I had to find out through other people calling her on the telephone and saying that her name was Susie. But I didn't know her middle name until her sisters and everything started calling her Lucille. So Susie Lucille Larkins, maiden name, Matthews. So with that being said, I love my mom. I always will. I love my wife. Always will. And now I'm trying to understand how to love my granddaughters that will soon to be a mother. So we're showing them the love and the examples that they need to follow.
Yeah. I'm gonna close it out on my mama Ella. We call her Ella Jean, because back then they had the middle names, they little rhyme. You call her Ella Jean. And when she called you by your middle name, you was in trouble. But I'm gonna tell a little sweet story about my mama, so I think you guys appreciate it. I know Ricky did, because Ricky was hiding over there when they was pledging, but we won't go there. But my mom, they used to go to a little church on Tiny Town Road, and them old grannies was packing pistols. You know what I'm saying? My mom had a 40 millimeter Ruger, and they would leave church, man. They would leave church, and then go to the range and shoot. That's the worst thing they could do for my mama, because my mama could shoot one of them tight patterns after a while, you know. And man, she roll up on you on the street, in Clarksville. You piss her off, she roll up on the street and she be ready. So I want everybody to know, man, moms are some special people. And we're gonna close this out with Duck playing Boys II Men again. And it's kind of hard not to get a little emotional when you talk about your mom, but you know, they're very special, and I'm waiting to get up in heaven so I can hang out with her again. She don't need to be drinking no little wine or nothing, but because she get a little crazy when she drinks some wine. But I like to hang out with her again, and my favorite song other than Boys II Men, Mama.
You know, Terry, man, you talk about drinking wine. My grandmother was 103 when she passed. And I said, Granny, what is the secret of life? And she said, get you a piece of cheese and eat you a piece of cheese, drink you a glass of wine, and every once in a while, get you some relations. And I said, Granny, I'll do all that. She said, you do too damn much. You do too damn much.
Right, guys, I'm telling you.
Between that, I think Doug get down on us up there.
You know,
Man,
for
I
the mothers
tell you.
that's not here, I send a song out to you.
My other good song is the one with Luther. My mama want to dance with my father
One more
again.
time.
Well, no, the Intruders. Anybody want to listen to a good song? I will always love my mother.
My
I will
mama,
always love my mama.
she's my favorite girl.
Girl. Hey,
You said a name in a couple of verses. We already knew the words.
Yes, sir.
I wish I was that good in college. But hey, all right, you guys. Hey, we're gonna play that song for Father's Day because that's a father song. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to TAN TV, the African American Network. We got a local feel with global reach. This is Out of Bounds with T-Rex and my two of my good friends, also great fraternity brothers, Lionel and Henry. And I want to let you know, pass this on, watch it. We're going to start doing some more things on Men's Talk. But enjoy your Mother's Day. And I think Henry trying to shimmy on it. I think he was shimmying.
We didn't shimmy back in the day.
Get it, Henry, get it.
It'd be like people in the army dropping his cane and running away trying to catch it.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Thank you. God bless you.
Man, I love you
Respect
guys.
your mom. Respect everybody's mom.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Peace out. Yo,
Yo,
yo.
yo.
Yo, yo.